My dear students, I welcome all of you for today's session on system modeling and simulation. In today's session, we will have a discussion about calibration and validation of models. In previous session, we had a discussion about verification of simulation models. Okay, so till now, okay, whenever you're given a problem for which you need to develop a simulation model, the steps you need to follow, right? Got it. So in first module, I've shown you about the sequence of steps you need to follow, right? That is first one is problem formulation. Got it. Second one is setting of objectives and overall project plan. Then conceptual model. So this I discussed in detail in first module. Okay, and while discussing about verification validation of models, okay, verification validation of models, okay, I said there were 3 steps in model building. The first is you need to observe real system and interaction among their various components and collect data on the behavior. The second step, what I said, you need to construct a conceptual model means it involves collection of assumptions about components and structure of a system. Clear? So third step, what you need to do, you need to come with an implementation of an operation model using simulation software. Clear? So these are the things I said. These are steps I need to follow for model building. Means first step, observe real system. Clear? For which you are building a model. See the interaction among the various components. Collect data on the behavior. In addition, this what you can do, you can extract knowledge from experts. Got it? Extract knowledge about system operation, system behavior. So second step, what I said, with all these assumptions, with all this knowledge about real system, you need to construct a conceptual model. Third step, what you need to do for the conceptual model, you need to translate it to an operational model, computer representation. Clear? So now the model is ready. But now what is the next phase? I need to verify the model. So this verification of the built model we have discussed in last session. Okay. So let me recap you. What actual verification? The purpose of verification is to assure the conceptual model, okay, is reflected accurately in the operational model. Here, the conceptual model is reflected accurately in the operational model. That is the objective of verification. Clear? So what was an objective of verification? To assure conceptual model is accurately reflected in operational model. Clear? So we had in detailed discussion about this. Means to verify, I said to verify a model, we had a discussion about 3 methods, right? One is common sense suggestions. Clear? And the other one is program documentation. Clear? And the third one is a trace. So these are the things we had discussed till last session. And hope all of you remember those concepts what we had discussed earlier. Now today, in this session, we will have a look at calibration validation of models. Verification phase completed. So what is the next phase? Got it? So that is validation. Clear? So now Coming to agenda of this session, first I'll tell you what actually calibration. So I repeat, okay, calibration, I think you remember I stated this in previous session. Calibration is nothing but iteration. Performing iteration to improve the system further. Got it? If the model is developed, okay, when model is being tested, found some lack, found some deficiency. Got it? See, when a after model is built, model is subjected to test. Okay, when the model is tested, found some deficiency. Clear? Found some deficiency. So that deficiency should overcome. Okay, means I need to reiterate the model building. Clear? So that is calibration. Okay. Next comes validation. Validation means, let me tell you. So the next I am going to discuss validation. Okay, clear. So validation is the overall process of comparing model and its behavior to the real system and its behavior. See, listen. Verification, what I said, it's comparison of conceptual model to operational model. Got it? Listen, verification is process of comparing conceptual model to operational model. Got it? So what about the validation is nothing but, okay, is the process of comparing the model with the real system. See here, I repeat difference between verification and validation. Verification is process of comparing conceptual model with operational model. Got it? Means whether the operational model reflects conceptual model. Validation is the process of comparing the model and the model's behavior with the real system and real system's behavior. So this we'll see in detail. Okay. Next, iterative process. What I said is nothing but calibration. Okay, and there are three methods for validation. Okay, well, there are three-step approach for validation. One is something known as space validity. The other one is validating model assumption. And the third one is validating input-output transformation. Okay. In this session, I'm not going to discuss because of time lag. Okay. Validating input-output transformation. That is a third approach. We'll have a discussion next session. Okay. So in this session, we'll discuss the agenda, what you're seeing on the slide. Now, we'll see what is calibration and what is validation. See, though verification and validation are conceptually distinct, means verification and validation are distinct, okay, but we will conduct verification and validation simultaneously. Means the verification and validation are conceptually distinct, but we are going to conduct them simultaneously. Got it? So first, what actually validation? Just as said, is nothing but the overall process of comparing the model and its behavior, the model that model developer has built, okay, and its behavior with the real system and its behavior. Real system is one for which you have built a model. Got it? Clear? So validation is the process of comparing the model and its behavior to the real system and its behavior. Got it? So what actual calibration? See, now let me tell you. Now, I'm about to validate the model. So while validating the model, what I'll do, I'll compare model and its behavior, say its output, okay, with the real system and its behavior. I mean, real system's output. If I find any discrepancies, okay, okay, if I see the model lacks, or if I find some deficiency, so what I should do, I should rebuild the model. I need to make necessary changes to the model. Got it? I need to analyze the model and I need to make some necessary changes so that a model will reflect exactly real system. So to make necessary changes, we need to reiterate. Got it? The model building process. So this reiteration is nothing but calibration. So let me tell you. So what actually calibration is the iterative process, is the iterative process of comparing the model to the real system. Got it? I repeat, is the iterative process of comparing the model to the real system. Got it? And in this comparison, okay, if we find any discrepancies, making adjustment or some major changes to the model. Got it? Then compare the revised model to its reality. Again, if find some deficiency, make additional adjustments. Compare again and so on. So let me show you through this diagrams here. Calibration. What I said. See, just have real system, right? So first, see, initial model has been built, okay? And when initial model has been built, it's compared with the real system. In this comparison, I found the model is having some deficiency. So what I said, make some changes, make some adjustments to the model. Now I have the revised model. Again, you compare this revised model with the real system. Again, if you find some deficiencies in model, I mean, the model's behavior is not reflected exactly as real system behavior, okay? So again, I need to make changes to the model. So I'll get a new revised model, compare this with the revised real system. Again, check for any changes or not. Okay, so this process repeats until what? Until I find the model to be, okay, model to be valid. Until I find a model reflects exactly real system. I mean, model's behavior matches with real system behavior. Okay, so this is this process of iterating we call calibration. Clear with this? Just observe this diagram on the slide. Okay, clear? I repeat, initial model compared with real model. Initial model compared with, sorry, initial model compared with real system. Initial model compared with real system. Any changes? Revised model. Revised model again compared with real system. Any changes? Again, the next revised model. Revised model again compared with real system. This process repeats. Now, see, the next question is that I said when I compared the model with real system, how I'll come to know the model might have some deficiency. Got it? So comparing the model with real system, comparing model, okay, with the real system means I need to perform some test. Okay, comparing model with real system means comparing performing some test. I repeat, comparing model with real system. Comparing model with real system means performing some test. Those tests are of two types, subjective test and objective test. Got it? So what actually subjective test? Okay, let me tell you. So subjective test means, okay, it usually involves people, I mean experts, who are knowledgeable about one or more aspects of the system. I can call a subject expert, expert in simulation software. Got it? So subjective test usually involve people who are knowledgeable about one or more aspects of the system. Okay, who can judge about the model and its output. Got it? In subjective test, okay, after model has been built, okay, how we are going to compare with real system is, we will go for an expert, we will go for a people who are knowledgeable about the system, okay, who are knowledgeable about the real system too, okay, so they can make judgments about the model and its output. Got it? Means once I built a model, I will take that model to the professionals, okay, experts working with real system. Okay, so those people who are working with the real system can judge about the model and its output. Clear? So objective test. Okay, what objective test? It requires data on systems behavior. For an objective test, okay, I built a model. So once I built a model, so what data I need to give as an input? Simply, I can't give any random input. Got it? So I need to know the data about the real system. And those data I need to collect. And those data I need to give as an input to model. And let me see the output, what the model is going to produce. Let me check, compare the output model has produced with the output that is generated by the real system. Match occurs, model is valid. Mismatch, model is invalid. Got it? So objective test always require data on the system's behavior plus the corresponding data produced by the model. Got it? Clear? This is what I said. I repeat, okay? Subjective difference between subjective and objective. In subjective test, we will take model to people who are knowledgeable about real system. Clear? So they can judge about the model and its behavior. In objective test, we need to have a data about real system. And for that particular data, we need to see how my model is behaving. I need to compare my model's behavior with the real system's behavior for the same data. Got it? So there may be one or more statistical tests need to be performed to compare some aspect of system data set with the same aspect of model data set. Means in objective test, okay, I need to perform some statistical test to compare some aspects of real system data set with the same aspect of model data set. Okay, this iterative process of comparing model with system and then revising both conceptual and operation model to accommodate any identified model deficiencies is continued until the model is just to be sufficiently accurate. Clear? So I mean to say the iterative process of comparing model with system, okay, and then revising both conceptual and operational models to accommodate any identified deficiencies in model is continued until model is just to be sufficiently accurate. Clear? So got it about calibration, right? In calibration, there are two tests: subjective test, objective test. Now, so what I said for calibration, okay, means iteration keeps on repeating, right? So now when to stop? When I can identify that may be the last iteration. I mean, one further calibration need to be stopped. At what point I should stop further iteration? Is the point. Okay. So what I need to do, see, stopping further iteration. Okay, I'll tell you. See, the model usually will be validated, okay, for one data set used. Model usually will be validated for one data set, okay. The model may fit to that one data set. Means, let me say, I take one data set from real system. You take one data set from real system. And see, your model gets validated for that data set. It might have validated. Okay. Now, what happens? I should, with only one data set, I should not conclude it's valid. Okay. So, I need to take one more data set from the real system. I need to take, so solution, what I said, see here, I should in first point, okay, I should two subpoints. Model is validated for one data set of real system. With that, we should not come. Model is valid. If model is validated for one data set of real system, okay, you take one more data set from the real system. One more data set from the real system. And check model gets validated. Okay. So if the model gets validated, even for the other data set from the real system, then you can judge model is acceptable. Clear? So means I mean to say in iterative, I've kept on revising the model, right? So finally, finally in one of the revised model, in that model, the model in that revised model gets validated for one data set. As soon as the revised model got validated for one data set, you should not conclude that point of time that model is valid. Okay, because until that point, okay, all the previous revised models were invalidated. Clear? Until that, all previous revised models were invalidated. So this revised model, which found to be validated, should not be concluded as valid for one data set. We should generate some other data set from real system. Okay, and we'll check whether it will be valid for that new data set. If so, you can stop the iteration process. You can say judge model is acceptable. Okay, so second is that no model is ever a perfect representation of the system. No model is ever a perfect representation of the system. Okay, I mean to say each revision of the model, okay, each revision of the model, let me look at this slide. Each revision of the model involves some cost, some time and effort. Okay, the modeler must weigh the possible but not guaranteed, should increase in model accuracy, okay, versus the cost of increased validation effort. I mean, see, modeler may have some maximum discrepancy between model prediction and system behavior that would be acceptable. If the level of accuracy cannot be obtained, okay, say if the level of accuracy cannot be obtained with the budget constraint, so then you can either okay, abandon the model, or expectations of model accuracy should be lowered. I mean, I tell you, see, we'll keep on revising the model, right? So while revising the model, I may incur some cost, I may incur some time, I may incur some effort. Of course, model builders will incur time, will incur cost, will incur effort. Cost, time, effort are involved. So if I keep on revising the model, okay, this revision of model, okay, might overcross the budget. For building the model, some budget has been allocated. Okay, for building the model, some budget has been allocated. Since I kept revising the model, the budget has been crossed. So in that case, what I should do? In that case, what I should do? Better abandon the model or lower the accuracy, compromise with the lower accurate model. Clear? So now there are three-step approach. I mean, three-step approach. See here, to help validation process, Naylor and Finger formulated a three-step approach for validation. The first one is building a model that has high face validity. I'll tell you in detail. Second one, validate model assumptions. Third one, compare the model input-output transformations with the real system state. Now we'll come to first, high face validity. See, let me give one simple example. Face means looking at your face, I can judge about it. Okay. Looking at your face, I can judge about it. I mean, let me tell you one example. Okay, I've given some problem to you guys. Okay, so when after giving problem, I'll roam around you and I'll just observe the way you are solving. So, but before you get a final answer, looking at the way you guys are solving, I can judge you may reach to the final answer. Clear? Got it? I can judge whether you may obtain final answer or not. Got it? This is face validity. Face validity means without a final result, we can judge about the model. Okay. See, what I'll do after giving problem, I'll roam around you. I will look how you're solving. looking at few steps, okay, I can conclude, oh, you may reach to the solution, you may reach to the answer. Got it? The same way here. So here, model has been built. Okay. So what I will do, uh, this model will subject to potential users. Okay. Means I will take this model to one who are knowledgeable about real system. Means I'll take the model to one who are knowledgeable about real system. So they can easily judge looking at the model, or it will be validated or not. Clear? Clear with this? So I mean, potential users, those who have knowledge about real system, got it, can evaluate model output, okay, for reasonableness, and they can identify any deficiency. Clear? So in there's something sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis means how sensitive, we'll say, right? Some students might say, how is our friend is so sensitive. Got it? So sensitive means, in this, I'll take you an example. Okay, in a bank there is one server. Okay, lot number of customers will arrive to that server. Means what happens? Server will be sensitive. Server might get crashed. Got it? Server might get overloaded. So this we call sensitive. Means the model that have been developed might be working fair all the time. Model developed might be working fair all the time, but in what context it may fail? It okay. So for that example, okay, in most queuing system, okay, in queuing system, say in bank, if the rate of arrival rate of customers increases, what happens? If the number of customers to bank increases, server utilization, of course, the best, but queue length also increases, right? Queue length increase means what? Delay in offering service to customer. Got it? So such sensitivity analysis need to be performed. Okay, clear with this? Sensitivity analysis means we need to see, uh, for example, in banking system, okay, the performance is best almost all days, but on Monday or month end or the first day of every month, what happens? First day of every month or the last day of the month, okay, on Mondays, bank will be of rush. Arrival rate of customers will be more. In that case, queue length increases. Of course, server utilization is utilized efficiently, but delay for the customer service. Next, we'll have validation of model assumptions. See, model assumptions means model. I've taken knowledge from real system. I said, right, professions of real system. I got assumptions, then I built at a conceptual model. Now, to validate my assumptions while building a model. Okay. See, there are two assumptions: structural assumptions and data assumptions. See, for example, structural assumptions, I'll tell you with bank example. See, in this, we need to study how the system operates. Okay, clear? For example, consider customer queuing and service facility in a bank. So customer can perform one line in a bank, or there can be individual line for each teller. If there are many lines, customer could be served strictly on first come first serve basis, right? Or some customer could change lines, jump from one line to other line if they see the other line is moving faster. So this is structure within a bank system, and this need to be validated. Clear? Got it? So the number of tellers could be fixed or variable. The structural assumption should be verified, okay, by actual observation during the time periods, okay, and by discussion with managers and tellers. Now, what actually data assumptions? Okay, structural assumption, if you want, I repeat. Here in bank, there can be one or two tellers. Customers, what they will do, they can follow one line or two lines. If a line is very long, first come first serve basis. Clear? What customer will do is sitting in a line which is moving very slowly. If you find the other line, okay, is moving faster, will jump to that line. So all this need to be considered, all these assumptions need to be considered and should be validated. Okay. So data assumptions should be based on collection of reliable data. Okay, in data assumption, okay, what we'll do, we need to get actual reliable data, the trustable data from about the bank. Trustable data means we need to contact manager of the bank and we need to inquire him how frequently customers may arrive to bank. Okay, for example, in a slack period, how many customers may arrive? Got it? Clear? Or let me say, in an average of 2 hours period, how many customers may arrive? And what may be the time gap between the arrival of customers? So, in data assumptions based on collection of reliable data and correct statistical analysis of data. Okay, so means in bank we one data might be inter arrival times of customers during a several 2-hour periods or peak loading. Inter arrival times during a slack period. Okay, see from manager I may inquire what may be the inter arrival time means time between two arrivals. I repeat, inter arrival time. Inter arrival time means time between arrivals of two customers. So I may get this detail from the manager. What may be the inter arrival time between customers during peak hours, during slack? Okay, so apart from this, what may be the average service time for a customer? Customer might have come for a loan inquiry or for a transaction, deposit withdrawal. So customers might be with this personal account or a commercial account. So what may be the service time for personal account, commercial accounts? Okay, so these are actual valid data, okay, reliable data, and this reliable data we need to get from the manager and we need to check what this data model is validated or not. So this is about today's session. Thank you for listening.